Good afternoon, class. We're doing another lecture as it relates to fundamental of accounts or fundamental accounts. What we'll be looking at today is depreciation. All right, what we'll be looking at today is depreciation. Now, first to begin with, we'll be defining depreciation. We'll be looking at the methods as it relates to depreciation. Right, and what we have right here, we're looking at the straight line method, the scrap value method, the reducing balance method. And we'll be examining a question, and from this question we'll be looking at, we'll be using the straight line method and the reducing balance method to calculate this question. Now first, let us define depreciation. What is depreciation? Depreciation by definition represents the reduction in the value of an asset over its useful life. Right? So depreciation represents the what? The reduction in the value of an asset over its useful life. Now, depreciation is pretty much caused because of what? Wear and tear. Right? So you're using the asset, so of course the asset will what? Reduce in value. It's not new anymore. Right? Mind you, also, even if you don't use the asset, the fact that time may have lapsed. So if you bought an asset, say for example, you bought a motor vehicle, take for example in the year 2015. Even if you have never drove that motor vehicle and we're now in the year 2020, right? You didn't drive that motor vehicle, but it would have still what? Lose its value because what? Time would have passed. So, depreciation can be incurred primarily because of wear and tear, but also if time has also lapsed, that can cause also your asset to depreciate, right? That can also cause your asset to depreciate. So depreciation by definition is the reduction in the value of an asset over its useful life. Now in terms of the method, the first one that we want to look at is the straight line method. The first one we want to look at is the straight line method. Now the straight line method by definition, right? The straight line method by definition, we can easily say about the straight line method that with this method, right? With this method, it is calculated on the what? Cost price of the asset each year, right? So for the straight line method, when you're calculating the depreciation, it's calculated on the cost price of the asset each year. So whatever the rate is, so take for example the rate is 10%. The cost price of the asset is say 500,000. You bought that asset in 2004, right? You want to find a depreciation, you got to find what? 10% of the 500,000, right? For the depreciation of 2004. Move over to 2005, again it's still going to be what? 10% of the what? 500,000. You move over to 2006, it's still going to be what? 10% of the 500,000, right? So with the straight line method, it is calculated on the cost price of the asset each year. So by definition, it is calculated on the cost price of the asset each year, right? Now, as a result that it is calculated on the cost price of the asset each year, it therefore means that the amount for depreciation, meaning that the amount charged per annum, right, is going to what? It's going to be fixed. The amount charged per annum is going to be fixed, meaning that it's going to be the what? The same from year to year. Reason being because you're calculating on the same figure, which is the cost price each year, so therefore it's going to give you the same result. Alright, it's going to give you the same result. Now next, what we want to look at, though we have scrap value right here, I want to skip over scrap value and just look at the reducing balance method first. We're going to go back to there. Alright? The reducing balance method. So we're now looking at the reducing balance method. Now the reducing balance method by definition, right? The reducing balance method by definition, right? With this method, the depreciation is calculated on the what? Net book value of the asset each year. Alright? So with this method, the depreciation is calculated on the what? The net book value of the asset each year. Alright? Now you may ask yourself, how do you get net book value? You may ask yourself, how do you get net book value? Right? Net book value is cost price of the, right? Which is the cost price of the asset. The cost price of the asset minus whatever depreciation on the asset. And that will give us our what? NBV, which is our what? Net book value. So take for example, we bought the asset in 2004 for 500,000. It had depreciated for the year 2004. It had depreciated for the year 2004 by what? 50,000. So it therefore means that at the end of 2004, the value of that asset is what? 450,000, right? So your net book value represents the value of the asset after the depreciation charge would have been subtracted. Now, what you need to understand that in the year of purchase, right? So when you just acquire the asset, right? The cost price and the net book value of the asset would pretty much be the same, because there will be no previous depreciation that you would have incurred on the asset. So it therefore means that if you buy the asset for 500,000 in the year 2004, right, the depreciation charge on that asset is going even though you're using the reducing balance method, if the rate is 10%, it's going to be 10% on the 500,000. Reason being, there is no depreciation that you would have incurred on that asset because you just buy the asset. So in the year of acquisition, when you acquire the asset, right, the cost price and the net book value for the asset is the same. But as you go along, bear in mind that you purchased that asset in 2004, you bought it for 500,000, you find a depreciation charge, which is 10% of the 500,000, you get 50,000. When you go to 2005, it's going to now be 10% of 450, right? So your net book value for 2005 for that particular asset will be 450,000. Reason being, because in 2004, which we can otherwise say is year one, the depreciation charge was 50,000. So when you minus the depreciation charge from your cost price, you're going to get a net book value of 450. So when you go to 2005, at the start of 2005, the value of the asset would have been 450,000. And that is what you're going to find 10% on the 450,000, which is going to give you 45,000. Right? Which would give you 45,000. And it continues. Alright. So as we were saying, with the reducing balance method, it's calculated on the the net book value of the asset at the, right? It is calculated on the net book value of the asset, right? At the end of the year, right? It's calculated on your net book value of the asset at the end of the year, right? Mind you that in the year of acquisition, the cost price of the asset and the net book value of the asset would be the same. Right? The cost price of the asset and the net book value of the asset would be the same. What you really realize as it relates to the reducing balance method also is that each year, right, for every year, as the year proceeds, right, the depreciation amount per annum is going to reduce. The depreciation amount per annum is going to reduce, right? But reason being because they're calculating on the net book value of the asset, and whereby the net book value of the asset will change from year to year. So therefore means that the net book value, being that the net book value will change from year to year, right, then the amount representing depreciation charge would change each year also, meaning that it would reduce each year also. Right? Unlike the straight line method, when with the straight line method you're calculating on the cost price and the cost price only, thus giving you the same amount each year. The reducing balance method is calculated on the net book value, thus giving you a diminishing amount, right? An amount that reduces from year to year. Alright. If we're supposed to now speak about the scrap value, right? There's a methodology that we use, the scrap value, or what we call the residual value. Right, the residual value. Now, this comes into consideration if ever you're providing for depreciation. But the depreciation rate was not given. Take for example, 5% per year, 10%, 15%, 20%, you name it. So there was no rate that was given to you. Now, if there's no rate that was given to you, you need to look into the question to look for the following. Right, because there's actually a formula for calculating the scrap value. Now the formula for calculating scrap value, right, it's your cost price, meaning the cost price of the asset, minus the scrap value, minus your scrap value divided by number of years, divided by the number of years, right? So when you look at the question, you need to look to see if you find the cost price. Then you look to see if they have the scrap value. Now, what's the scrap value here by definition? Scrap value by definition is the value of the asset after its useful life. So what you believe you can pretty much get for the asset after you finish with that asset. Right? You bought a motor vehicle 5 years ago for $1 million. It is your intention that, okay, you're going to sell that motor vehicle. If you bought that motor vehicle in 2015, you bought that motor vehicle in the year 2015 for $1 million. Right? For $1 million. Now, it is your intention that you're going to sell that motor vehicle 5 years from now. So therefore, you're going to sell that motor vehicle, take for example, at the end of the year 2020. Alright? Assuming that it is 5 years. Alright? So you sell that motor vehicle at the end of the year 2020. Or after 5 years. Right? Now, what would have happened is that you decide that, okay, you want to sell that motor vehicle. And when you're selling that motor vehicle, you believe you can get possible $500,000 for that motor vehicle. Alright? You believe you can possibly get $500,000 for that motor vehicle. So therefore your scrap value is the what? Is the estimated value that you can get for the asset after you would have finished with it. After its useful life with you, right? And divided by the number of years. Meaning that the number of years that you plan to keep the asset. And in this case it would have been what? 5 years. So therefore pretty much 500,000 minus 1 million give us about the same one. 500,000 divided by 5, and that gives us what? 100,000. So it therefore means that the depreciation charge per annum would have been $100,000. So therefore in year one, assuming that year 1 is 2015, in year 1 the depreciation charge would be what? 500,000. For year 2 it's got to be 500,000. For year 3 it's got to be 500,000. Year 4 500,000. Likewise year 5 500,000. Right? So again, with the scrap value, you need to factor in the cost price, how much you can possibly sell the asset for, how much you can get for the asset, which is the scrap value or the residual value, divided by the what? The number of years, meaning that how many years you would have kept the asset prior to selling the asset, or how long you would have had the asset before selling such asset. Alright. Now I want to turn our attention now to the question that we have on the board. Now the example question I'm going to use to introduce calculation for straight line method, likewise reducing balance method. The example question basically reads, ABC Limited bought machinery. So ABC Limited bought machinery. ABC Limited bought machinery for what? $300,000, right? They bought machinery for $300,000 January 1st, 2004. Alright? January 1st, 2004. It's a company's policy to provide for depreciation at what? 10% per annum. It's a company's policy to provide for depreciation at 10% per annum. Now what they are asking to do, they say here what? Required. Using the straight line method, calculate the depreciation for the year what? As at the year ending December 31st, 2004, and it's going to go up to what? December 31st, 2006. So therefore it's going to be 2004, 2005, and 2006. Right? And also it is asking you to look at doing the calculation using the reducing balance method. So it says, using the reducing balance method, calculate the depreciation for the same period, which is 2004, 2005, and 2006. Alright, so now we'll be looking at the calculation based on this question, right? Again, the question, ABC Limited bought machinery for what? $300,000, right? January 1st, 2004. It is their policy to provide for depreciation at what? 10% per annum, right? I'll be using both methodology, meaning that the straight line method and the reducing balance method. But we're going to show the calculation using the straight line method first. So we're now looking at the workings. Now again, remember what we said about the straight line method. With the straight line method, it's calculated on the what? Cost price of the asset what? Each year. Right? So when did they acquire the asset? 2004. Right? So, and the depreciation charge per annum is 10%. So it's 10 over 100 times what? 300,000. 10 over 100 times 300,000, right? That's giving you what? 30,000. So their depreciation charge for the year 2004 is 30,000 also. Depreciation charge for the year 2004 is 30,000 also. Let's go to 2005. It's going to go up 10% over what? It's 10%, so it's 10 over 100 multiplied by what? Again, it's the same one. 300,000. Why? Because with the straight line method, it is calculated on the cost price of the asset each year. Thus, it's going to give you the what? The same amount per annum. The same amount for your depreciation charge per annum. So again, we get what? 30,000 for our depreciation charge. 2006. 10 over 100 multiply again by 300,000. And that gives you back what? 30,000 dollars. So that is why we said in the definition as it relates to the straight line. That is why we said in the definition as it relates to the straight line method that with this method it is calculated on the what? Cost price of the asset each year. So each year we're calculating on the cost price of the asset. Thus it's giving us the what? The same result. Because it is calculated on the same figure from year to year, it's going to yield to the same result representing your depreciation charge. Now the depreciation charge per year can be included or may be included in the profit and loss extract. Right? So if they ask to prepare the profit and loss extract, right, this is where you include the depreciation charge. Right? So the depreciation charges goes to the profit and loss extract. So for the year 2004, depreciation for machinery was what? $30,000. So $30,000 would have been included there. Right? For 2005, what is the depreciation charge for machinery? The depreciation charge for that year is $30,000 also. For 2006, what is the depreciation charge for machinery? $30,000. So $30,000 will be included each year in your income statement or your profit and loss. Alright? $30,000 will be included in your income statement. What if you were preparing the balance sheet extract for that year? The balance sheet extract. Now machinery being a non-current asset there, so you'd have had your machinery. So machinery for 2004, 2005, 2006. Machinery and cost was what? $300,000. This is what you paid for the machinery. Machinery and cost is $300,000. Now we move into the what? The depreciation, or what we call the accumulated depreciation column. Now, what is the difference between depreciation and accumulated depreciation? Right? They can be one and the same, but they can also be different. Alright? Now, depreciation charge represents the amount charged for the what? For the year. Whereby the accumulated depreciation represents the total amount charged on the asset to date. Again, depreciation represents the depreciation charge for the year, whereby the accumulated depreciation represents the total amount of depreciation charged on the asset up to a given point, meaning up to date. Alright? Now what you readily realize that in the year of acquisition, in the first year, the depreciation charged, it's going to be the same as your what? Accumulated depreciation. Because to accumulate means to what? Add up the overall depreciation today. So because there were no previous depreciation on the asset, right? The only time you would have incurred depreciation is 2004. Right? Your depreciation charge and your accumulated depreciation, it's going to be the same. Alright? Now when you minus the accumulated depreciation from the 300,000, what do you get? 270,000. So your net book value for the asset, for that machinery, at the end of the year 2004 is 270,000. If we're supposed to go to 2005, the cost price of the asset, remember cost price don't change, right? So cost price of the asset is what? 300,000. Alright? Now, accumulated depreciation, you should be able to distinguish between accumulated depreciation and depreciation charge in 2005, just by looking at the balance sheet. The depreciation charge for the year 2005 was what? $30,000. But in the year 2005, we would have had the asset for now what? 2 years. So therefore, we would have incurred depreciation for year 1 plus depreciation for what? Year 2. So when you add both of these together, you get the what? Accumulative depreciation. Right? So year 1 was $30,000 and the year 2 is now $30,000. So the accumulative depreciation as at the end of the second year is $60,000. Now you minus this $60,000 from your cost price to give you a net book value of what? $240,000. To give you a net book value of $240,000, right? So it's the 30,000 from year 1 plus the 30,000 for year 2 gives you a total of 60,000. When you minus that from there, from the cost price, it gives you a new net book value of $240,000. So we're saying here, based on this question, at the end of 2005, the value of your machinery at the end of 2005 was $240,000. Your cost price doesn't change. That's what you acquired the asset for. Can't change, huh? Alright, 2006. Let's follow. The cost price is what? $300,000. What do you think the accumulated depreciation is going to be? Right? To get the accumulated depreciation, we're now in the what? We're now in the what? The third year. So therefore it's going to be this for year 1 plus this for year 2 plus what? For year 3. Right? So your accumulated depreciation at the end of 2006 is now going to be what? $90,000. Right? Prior to 2006, in 2005 it was $60,000. Another for 2006. Depreciation charge was $30,000. So added to it, you get a total of what? $90,000. Minus the $90,000 from the $300,000 gives you a new net book value of what? $210,000. Right? Gives you a new net book value of $210,000. So whereby the depreciation charge per annum goes to your profit and loss. The accumulated depreciation, meaning that the overall depreciation on the asset at that given point goes to your balance sheet. Depreciation charge goes to your what? Profit and loss. The depreciation charge each year, so $30,000 for year 1, $30,000 for year 2, $30,000 for the third year, $30,000 for that year, $30,000 for that year, $30,000 for the third year. The accumulated depreciation goes to the balance sheet. For year 1, the accumulated depreciation was what? $30,000 because there was nothing to add to previously. For year 2, it's going to be the $30,000 from 2004 plus the $30,000 for 2005 to give you $60,000 for the third year, right? Which it's going to be all 3 years added together, or the $60,000 plus the $30,000 give you $90,000, right? That gives you $90,000. All right. Now we'll be using the same question now to calculate the depreciation charge using the what? Reducing balance method, so we can see the difference in terms of calculation between your straight line method and the reducing balance method. Alright. Now again with the reducing balance method, remember that it is calculated on the what? Net book value of the asset at the end of the year. Note though, but that in the year of acquisition, your cost price and your net book value is going to be the same. So it's going to be calculated on your cost price, right? Because the assumption is that your cost price, your net book value is the same amount, right? Whatever you would have bought that asset for, you're assuming that that is what the asset would have valued. Alright. So it's going to be 10% of $300,000 for year 1, and that gives us what? $30,000. So the depreciation charge for year 1 is going to be $30,000. Again, remember that the depreciation charge goes to your what? Income statement, right? It is included in your profit and loss, right? So it goes to your income statement. Another name for your profit and loss is your income statement. Alright. For the second year, it is now what? 10% of what? Remember that we're doing what? Reducing balance method, and it is calculated on the what? Net book value of the asset. So if the depreciation charge for the asset in 2004 was $30,000, right? Meaning that wear and tear was $30,000. So it therefore means that when you minus the wear and tear, which amount to $30,000 from the cost price of the asset, it will give you a net book value of what? 270,000. So what they're saying, at the start of 2005, your asset would have valued what? 270,000, right? The net book value for your asset is 270,000. And with the reducing balance method, it is calculated on here, the net book value of the asset, right? So the net book value of the asset for 2005, the closing net book value for 2004 is 270, thus making your opening net book value for 05. January 1st, 05 is 270,000. Reason being, December the 31st, 2004, the asset value 270. So therefore, January 1st, 2005, the asset is going to be valued 270 nevertheless. Now when you find the 10% of that 270, you get what? 27,000. You get 27,000. Alright? 27,000. So the depreciation charge for 2005 is 27,000 using the reducing balance method. And the depreciation charge goes to your what? Income statement, right? Goes to your profit and loss. So 27,000 is there. Let's take, for example, the third year. It's going to be what? 10%. It's 10% on our what? Net book value. So it's 10% on the net book value. What is the net book value for the asset there? You minus this 27 from the previous value, because the depreciation at the end of this year was what? 27,000. The asset value what? 270 at the start of the year. And during the course of the year, it got reduced by a further what? 27,000. So if you want to know the net book value at the end of the year 2005, you subtract this 27,000 from there, and 27,000 from the 270 give us what? 243. So your net book value for the asset at the end of 2005, December 31st, 2005, was 243,000. So therefore, the 1st of January 2005, the asset would value the same what? 243,000. Right? And again, it is remember that the reducing balance method, it is calculated on the what? The net book value of the asset at the start of the year. So 10% of the 243,000 gives you what? 24,300. Right? It gives you 24,300. Alright? Now again, if you want to know the net book value for the end of the year 2006, if you were asked, of course you'd have minus this 24,300 from what it valued at the start to give you the net book value at the end of 2006, thus equaling the net book value for the start of 2007. So in 2006, depreciation charge 24,300 using the reducing balance method. Reducing balance method. So we're using the reducing balance method now. Alright. For the balance sheet, asset at cost is what? 300,000. In 2004, depreciation charge was what? 30,000. Thus yielding you with a net book value of what? 270 at the end of the year. 2005. 300,000. Right? What is the accumulated depreciation as at the end of the year 2005? Remember, how do we get accumulated depreciation? The total depreciation to date. Now, which year are we in? We're now in the what? The second year. So at the end of the second year, what? Depreciation for year 1, depreciation for year 2. So the accumulated depreciation, this plus this would now be what? 57,000. Remember, accumulated depreciation goes to your balance sheet, right? That would be 57,000. When you minus this 57,000 from the 300,000, you get net book value of what? 243,000. Right? 243,000. Now in 2006, your cost price again is what? 300,000. Remember, cost price can't change, right? Now you're looking for your what? Accumulated depreciation. Right? Your accumulated depreciation. Right? Which would have been for year 1, year 2 plus the third year. Right? Now your accumulated depreciation there, that seems to be 57 plus 20, 77 plus 4. That seems to be 81,300. Can you double check that for me, please? Alright? 81,300. Alright? 81,300. Thus giving you the net book value for the end of the year 2006 to be 218,700. Alright? 218,700. Alright? Your net book value for the end of the year 2006 would be 218,700. That's the net book value for that machinery for the end of the year 2006.